What's going on, everybody? This is Al from PlaybookGamer.com, and today we're going to look at some underrated pistol playbooks in college football 26. Now, EA likes to label all these playbooks spread, air raid, spread option, veer and shoot, what have you. And yes, it does have several true pistol playbooks that are labeled as such, but there are other really good pistol playbooks you may not be aware of. So we're going to go beyond the ones that are labeled as actual pistol playbooks, and you may find a scheme that you'll really like here. Let's start off with the UConn spread playbook. As you can imagine, it's considered spread, so it's going to have plenty of shotgun here. You see we got plenty of 11 personnel, 2x2s, 3x1s, nothing too out of the ordinary when it comes to the shotgun. It even has a gate formation, which is pretty neat. But let's talk about its pistol formations. We have a total of 8 formations, and you look here, we got U off, a 2 tight end look, a 2x2. Then we got deuce close if you want to bring those wide receivers in. Then we got doubles, Y off, Y trips, Y off trips, trips, and trips Y over, a fun quads look. Then we get into bunch open. So, you know, like with most pistol playbooks, you're going to have plenty of run play action with a lot of these, and it's really no different here with some of them. It just kind of comes down to which formations you really like. But I think this is a really cool playbook that has a very good mix of both shotgun and especially pistol. So again, it just comes down to which formations you need, and then you just kind of need to look at the concepts beyond that. So as you can see with this playbook, we got plenty of run play action, nothing too out of the ordinary, but we just have a lot of plays here from the pistol. I mean, when you add all these numbers, 12, 9, 12, 12, 15, 15, 9, and 12, I mean, that's just a lot of plays out of pistol alone. So definitely check this one out if you need a good mix of shotgun, pistol, and we also have a couple of single back formations if you need it as well. Next up, we have the power spread alternate playbook. I'm a big fan of the alternate playbooks. They do a really good job of trying to convey what the scheme is all about. They'll often get overlooked. And this one's got plenty of pistol formations. As you see here, we got plenty of shotgun, like with any typical power spread playbook. It even has some wishbone. We even got some wildcat, but let's talk about the pistol. We got another 8 formations to look at here. And look at the number count, 21, 15, 15, 21, 12, 15, 15, 12, a lot more plays than that UConn playbook that we looked at. Starting off, we got strong, a fun 2-back look. And then we got tight, wing tight U, get you 3 tight ends out there. Wing slot over, a really fun quads look, U off trips, a 3x1 with those 2 tight ends. Notice it's a very tight end heavy pistol playbook, U off twins over. Then we got doubles Y off and Y off trips and trips Y over, another quad. So if you really like the quads and you really want to be in the pistol, this could be a great playbook for you, because when you look at all these shotgun formations as well, you got other oddball looks. Some of this tackle over stuff, and we get in some more quads and trips and things of that nature. But these pistol formations has some really neat things, and again, there's a lot more of what you would look for. We actually got some option built into this, and you got to remember this is an alternate playbook, so it's going to have a little bit of everything in terms regarding power spread. As you see here, just plenty of option, as you should have. But again, just more of this quads, trips, just really putting a stress on a defense with some of these formations. Here we got more just option, triple option, doubles Y off. You look through here, this is where you get into your more typical pro style stuff from this formation. Same with Y off trips. This is just a trips version of doubles Y off, and you got trips Y over, another quads look. That thing is just really fun to fool around with. Look at there, you got a triple option built into it. Wide zone, inside zone, you name it, it's going to be in here. So don't neglect the alternate playbooks, especially this one. If you need another good, mix of gun and pistol, but look at all this pistol stuff, you really can't go wrong, especially again if you really like these heavy one-sided looks like a quad or trips. Next up, we have the Louisville multiple playbook. I consider this a pro style playbook. It's very run and play action oriented. It starts off with plenty of shotgun, as you would expect. I think Jeff Brom is a really good play caller. I really like what he's trying to do with some of these formations, especially with the pistol, which we're definitely going to cover. It's got some single back if you need it, some I formation. But let's talk about these pistol formations. We got 8 of them to look at here. Let's start off with We have full house tight end. If you really need a heavy stack look at a pistol, there you go. We got strong tight, another bigger formation. Then we get into a 2 tight end look with ace, and then wing close, and then wing slot, doubles, Y off stick, starting to spread things out a little bit with that one, and doubles, Y off. So if you need something with more beef, more tight ends, this is a really good pistol playbook for that. You could just say it's just a bunch of 2 and 3 tight end looks, which I think is just really fun to fool around with. So you see with this full house tight end, a lot of run, basic play action, more of the same from like strong tight. Then you get into more of your pro style things here out of ace, and wing close will be no different. Again, this is it's considered multiple, but I think this is a really good pro style playbook, especially if you needed some variety in those formations. So I would just keep thinking pro style, a lot of running, a lot of play action. You're going to get a whole lot out of this. But if you just need a good mix of some various formations, but if you need a bunch of pistol to go along with that, especially some of these heavier sets with these 2 and 3 tight end looks, you definitely can't go wrong with the Louisville playbook. Next up, we have the Liberty Spread Option Playbook, maybe the best spread option book in the entire game. This offense hasn't changed much since 25. I think it's just got some really good stuff. As you would imagine, it's got plenty of 2-back looks from shotgun. It's going to just be a lot of option in various ways, especially from the shotgun, but it's really no different when you hit into the pistol. We got 8 formations to look at here, starting off with strong tight, similar to what we saw from the Louisville playbook. Then we got train, another similar formation. Then we got basic strong slot. Notice how 2-back heavy this thing is. Weak slot, then basic weak, and then weak slot over. This is the ultimate 2-back pistol / gun playbook there is. However, you got to be mindful, this is all about option. Out of the gate, look what we see here. Triple option switch, F lead read option, triple option. Then you get in some more play action runs stuff. But again, this is just an ultimate spread option playbook. Even though it's not very spread, it's got some spread looks, don't get me wrong, especially when you get into like the doubles Y off, which we'll look at here in a minute. But you just keep going through all here. Look at read option, triple, more triple, read, speed, lead. I mean, it just goes on and on. Again, it's very fullback heavy as well. An actual fullback is in this offense. And you got plenty of pre-snap motion if you want to fool with some around with some of it. So if you need to run a ton of option out of the pistol, there's really no other playbook that's better than the Liberty playbook. Again, it's just an awesome one, especially if you really need to go the 2-back route, either from the shotgun and especially from the pistol. Next up, we have the Arkansas multiple playbook. I'll just go ahead and tell you now, this will be very similar to the Louisville playbook. And it should, because Bobby Petrino was the coach of Jeff Brom way back when at Louisville. They got that Louisville connection. So expect nothing but shotgun and some pistol. So again, you're going to see some very similar formations, concepts, play types from both of these playbooks. And this Arkansas playbook, it just got a little bit of a Bobby Petrino feel to it. So you look at all these pistol formations. We got another 8 of these to look at. Starting off, let's go look at U off trips, a nice 3x1, 2 tight end look. Then we get into a 2x2. Then wing slot, Y off trips. Then we got basic trips, and then we got trips Y over, and we got some bunch. This one has a little bit more personnel variety when it comes to your pistol, especially when you got the spread out look, and then you get into your 3x1s, your 11 personnel, your 2 tight ends, which is your 12 in this case. So when you come in through here and you look at some of them, again, this is the Bobby Petrino offense, so expect plenty of run and play action. However, we got plenty of read option. You got to remember, Lamar Jackson ran this offense years ago, and he dominated with it. So some of this option type stuff, there's another read option, is going to be in here. He never took it out of his playbook, as he shouldn't, because you just never know. You may have another Lamar Jackson on your hands at some point. But think pro style-ish with enough option to keep defenses honest. But again, I just love the combination of all this pistol, a lot of the quads look, then you got basic trips, 2x2. I think there's just a little bit more variation in the looks when it comes to this playbook as opposed to the Louisville playbook. But that is just like entirely up to you. So the Louisville playbook has more I formation, definitely if you need that. But if you just need plenty of gun and especially all this pistol, again, you got more than what you would ever need here. You can look at the play counts, 18, 15, 15, 15. 18, 12, 18, and 18. A whole lot of plays here from the pistol. And then you got really specialty plays like this. Razorback quarterback, shallow cross. Shallow cross is a staple of the Bobby Petrino offense, and you got plenty of it here that you can even do it from these pistol formations. Next up, we have the Washington State playbook. This is considered a power spread playbook. It's got nothing but shotgun and pistol. As you can see here, plenty of fun shotgun things. Your typical 2x2s, 3x1s. It's not as spread as it used to be in last year's game. They've switched coaches since then, but you got plenty of spread stuff if you need it. But let's talk about the pistol. We got 9 formations to look at here. Starting off full house tight end. We've seen this in a couple of playbooks already. Then we got full house strong over. Look at that stack look. That looks really fun. Then you get into weak eye wing tight U. So really big one wide receiver formations. Then we finally spread things out at least a little bit with a 2 tight end look here and you off twins over. Then we got wing slot. Then we got wing slot over, bunch tight end. And so this is another heavy tight end pistol form playbook. If you need plenty of that, if you don't need to spread out defenses too much with your pistol, this is an ideal one for you. And you look at some of these play counts here. We'll go over to the very beginning. You just kind of see what we got going on here. Plenty of run play action. Again, nothing too out of the ordinary for some of this. You're going to find a little bit of read option here and there. But I think this is just another fun, heavy pistol, tight end laden playbook I think you can have a whole lot of fun with. Just a lot of cool things that are in here. Again, you can really stack some things to one side, really stress the defense. Plenty of motion in this one as well. Probably has more motion in it than I've seen so far in any of these playbooks we're going to look at in this video. But it just got some fun looks I think you would really enjoy. Again, it just kind of comes down if you need a lot of tight ends and even throwing a fullback in there with some of your pistol formations. And of course, you got all this shotgun stuff to fool with as well. Next up, we have the Oklahoma State playbook. This too is considered a power spread playbook. It's got plenty of shotgun, as you see here, like with most playbooks in this game. Plenty of spread looks. You know, Mike Gundy's been there forever. Has been through a lot of different coordinators, but they've always seemed to put up decent numbers, regardless of what offense they run. We'll definitely check out the pistol stuff. You got one single back formation. You got an I formation. So if you need some real true variety in your formations, you can go pretty well with this one. But let's talk about the pistol. Look at all this pistol stuff we can fool around with. Starting off, full diamond. This is the first time we've seen this formation in this video. You got 15 plays there. Then we got full house tight end, strong slot open. Then you got weak slots. If you really enjoy having fullbacks in your pistol playbook, this is a good one. Then we get into, we got 1-2 tight end look, which is rare compared to some of these other playbooks we've seen so far. Then we get into some 11 personnel with doubles Y off trips. And then we even have open flex, which is the first time we've seen it. Then we got spread Y slot, an actual true spread look. And now we're back to full diamond. So you see kind of what we got going on here. Just again, more run play action. You do got some RPOs in these playbooks if you need it, especially this one. You don't see a ton of RPOs out of the pistol playbooks. And this one's got plenty of good share of them, which I feel like is pretty neat. Makes it a little bit more distinguished than some of the other ones we've seen so far. But again, it's got some good stuff. It's going to have some classic air raid. Anybody who's watched Oklahoma State over the last 2 decades, they never shy away from their air raid roots, which they've done plenty of over the years, especially when like Dana Holgerson was there. But you see all this fun stuff you can fool around with. Again, a lot of promotion, a lot of jet sweeps out of that pistol look, Y off trips, going to have some really fun pro style things as well. Then you got this open flex, which is pretty neat. Not many playbooks have this formation. Then we got spread Y slot, but guess what? Look at all this jet sweep stuff. So if you need a fun pistol jet sweep playbook with plenty of air raid, as you see like this one, this is an ultimate playbook for you. Then, of course, we got all this shotgun to have fun with as well. But again, a very fun pistol playbook that has its own style and flair, and I really like it. Next up, we have the Tulsa spread playbook. This one is another half and half shotgun, half pistol. I love these types of offenses. And as you can see here, it's got plenty of shotgun, 11 personnel, 3 wides. You can go really spread them out if you need to. This is probably more of the spread look than what we've seen so far. UConn is kind of close to that one as well. But let's check out some of this pistol. We got 10 pistol formation to look at. Who would have thought Tulsa playbook would have so much fun pistol stuff to look at? So let's find some things here. Starting off, we got weak slot. Then we got weak slot open. So we got some fullback glove, strong slot open. Then we get into some 2 tight end looks with U off, deuce close. Then we get into some of that 3 wide stuff, doubles Y off trips, true trips, and then we got trips wide over. I love the quad stuff. Then we got trips left open. Then we get into some like run and shoot type stuff there. Now we're back to weak slot. So you see some of what we got in here. Again, it's typical run play action with some other things mixed into it. I love these pistol formations. It's got a fullback in here, but you got plenty of motion. Look at that. We got exit motion coming out of the pistol formations. You don't see a whole lot in any of these playbooks, so I think it's just pretty neat. And we've already seen you off. It's got your typical run play action stuff. Deuce close is going to be the same thing. And these 11 personnel looks, you're going to see more jet sweep action from that slot receiver. As you see here, look at that. We got like a 9-play series of nothing but jet sweep fun. Y off trips is going to have more pro style stuff. Then we get into that true trips. You got trips Y over, and when you get into your quads look, and then you can really spread them out and have somewhat of a run and shoot feel, although it doesn't really have a whole lot of run and shoot built into it. But if you really want to spread a defense out, this is a great way to do it. I'm seeing some fun air raid stuff right here from stick and corner. And then we got a drive concept as well. So again, if you like half gun, half pistol, but if you just never really fooled around with a playbook like this one, definitely check it out, especially if you need a good mix, which I think the strength of this is it's got plenty of 2-back, it's got some 1-back, it's got 3 wide, and it can really spread you out with that trips left open formation. A really fun playbook. Next up, we have the Florida power spread playbook. I don't know if this is considered underrated. Anybody who watches Florida's offense at all, they know you got some pistol in there, and their offense hasn't changed much from last year. I mean, Billy Napier, he's still there, of course, but I don't think people really consider this as a pistol offense, but it's got a ton of pistol in it. As usual, power spread, it's going to have plenty of shotgun, as you see right here, and it even has a wildcat formation, even has full house if you need it. But let's talk about all this pistol. Look at all this pistol stuff. I mean, just an insane amount of things here. Strong trips over. Look at that quads look. And then we got strong slot, weak slot, deuce close, you off trip. So we got plenty of 2-back. We got 2 tight end looks. Plenty of 2 tight end looks. Then we finally get into some 3 wide looks. We got a double hip. We haven't seen that one so far in this video. Tight Y off flex. A lot of more variation with the formations in this playbook as what we've seen so far in these other ones, I feel like. But again, it's got more pistol formations, so it has the opportunity to do that. But good run play action things going on here, as you can see. His offense is one of the more complex, I think, that's in college football, and that's not a bad thing. It's just a very big playbook that's got a lot of different concepts that you have to kind of keep up with. It just kind of comes down to which ones you really like. I still think at heart, this is a pro-style offense, the way he tries to do things. His run game is very varied, and of course the passing game is all over the place, but it's got some cool things in it. As you see right here, we got a little close formation, this doubles hip with some jet sweep action built into it. I mean, you just keep on looking here. It just got a ton of stuff. If you need just a little bit of everything in your pistol playbook, this is a really good one to look at. You see this Y off trips. Look at this fancy stuff. Really neat. He's known for having a lot of motion in his offense, and a lot of these pistol formations don't have a ton of motion. Just depends on the playbook, but this one does. So if you need a heavy motion playbook, whether it is from the shotgun or if you need plenty of it from the pistol, I mean, look at all these formations you have here. I mean, you can't go wrong. And you look at all these number counts. I mean, just an insane amount of plays. Some of them could be 9 or 12. It doesn't make a difference. You stack them all up with however many he's got here. I think 13 total pistol formations. You just can't go wrong with this one. A very fun and deep playbook. Last but not least, we have the Louisiana Monroe spread playbook. In my opinion, this is the most underrated pistol offense in the entire game. Yes, it's spread. It's got plenty of shotgun, as you can see right here, your typical 2x2s, 3x1s, but it really shines in the pistol side of things. Look at all this pistol we have. We have a total of 15 formations, which is an insane amount for a playbook that's considered spread and not pistol. Again, it's up to EA how they want to go about calling that, but let's go through some of these formations. Strong slot, weak slot, strong slot open, weak slot open. So we got plenty of 2-back looks. So that number 46, yes, that is a fullback. Then we get into some 2 tight end looks. We got you off and you off trips, you off twins over, deuce close, deuce, wing slot, I mean, just a ton of 2 tight end looks. So you got one, offense right here with your 2 backs. Then you can get your 2 tight ends going. That's an offense in and of itself. Then you can get into some of your 11 personnel. You got doubles, Y off stack, a Y off trips, Y over, bunch. And then we're back to strong slot. Again, just some really cool things. A lot of option related things. As you see here, we got a basic power option. Something you don't see too often in these pistol playbooks. We got some motion. You keep going through here. When in doubt, use some fullback. I mean, there's nothing wrong with putting a fullback out there every once in a while. I know everybody wants to go spread and whatnot, but you can do some really fun things out of these weak and strong formations, especially from these pistol looks. I think these are just really great. But as you see here, this is a really good run play action type of deal, but with plenty of motion. We got orbit out of pistol. You don't see this very often, but it has it in this one. U off twins over, a fun little stack look. Then we got deuce close if you really want to tighten up that defense. Then you can spread them out a little bit more into some more normal looks like deuce. Then we got another 2x2 and wing slot. But guess what? We got more jet sweep. Just a lot more fun pre-snap stuff to look at. You keep on going here. We got 24 plays out of doubles Y off. If you just want to keep things super basic in terms of your formations, this is the most well-rounded doubles Y off formation from pistol in the entire game. Maybe one of the other true pistol playbooks has something more than that, but 24 is quite a bit. We got 21 plays out of doubles Y off stack, and that is a really oddball formation. Y off trips, again, more run, play action, stick, and curls. Trips Y over. Let's get to the quad stuff. Then we got bunch coming out of right here. We don't see a whole lot of bunch out of these pistol formations. So again, I mean, I could talk about this one for days. Again, I think this is the best non-pistol playbook in the entire game. Again, at the beginning of the video, I talked about how the true pistol playbooks, make sure you go check them out. They're really good. But these are ones I think you need to check out as well. Don't neglect these. There's plenty of fun playbooks to be had in this game. If you need plenty of pistol, it is okay to go beyond the true pistol and whatever EA tells you you need to be looking at. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later.